Welcome rice growers to another edition of RiceFact's audio series, where we'll give you quick and timely updates on topics relating to the success of your rice crop. In the next few minutes, we will address water management from now until flowering with a particular focus on deep water during the critical and cold-sensitive microspore stage. Firstly, let's define PI or panicle initiation and microspore, also known as early pollen microspore or young microspore. Now, PI is the first stage of reproduction in the rice crop and is defined when 3 out of 10 tillers have a panicle 1 to 3 millimetres long, which occurs right at the base of the plant. Many crops this season have reached PI between Christmas and New Year, with the majority of crops predicted to have reached the PI stage by the 10th of January. In comparison, microspore occurs 16 to 18 days after PI and around 12 to 14 days prior to flowering. Now, this is the stage when the pollen forms in the developing panicle, which at this stage is around 11 centimetres long, still in the boot of the plant. Now, this stage, or developing pollen, takes around 2 to 3 days to complete in a single plant, but due to in-field variability, around 7 to 14 days across a whole paddock. Low temperatures, that is temperatures below 15 to 17 degrees at this microspore stage, reduces pollen viability, leading to floret sterility and ultimately yield loss. Deep water, which covers the panicle, buffers against these low temperatures. Water cools slower than air, and with potential low night temperatures, water is up to 7 degrees warmer than ambient air. Now, there are two factors to consider here. Firstly, while the panicle is reaching microspore, there is an airspace also elongating below this panicle. The deeper the water prior to PI and microspore, the larger this airspace will be, and greater water depth is required to effectively cover the panicle, which, remember, at this stage is around 11 centimetres long. Secondly, timing is everything. The DPI conducted a trial a few years ago where they continually logged water depth in a bay on 16 separate farms between PI and flowering. Now, of the 16, 14 reached a maximum water depth of 25 centimetres or more, but only 2 of these 14 had water depth at the actual microspore stage. Obviously, there are limitations to raising the water in a timely manner. Be aware of how long it takes to increase water depth, but as a general rule of thumb, aim to have maximum water depth 2 weeks after PI and maintain this depth across the whole field until flowering, or you can see at least 50% of the heads out. So in summary, deep water is required to protect against cold temperatures at microspore, which occurs 16 to 18 days after PI. Be aware of limitations and how long it takes to increase water depth between PI and flowering, but aim to have maximum water depth that is 25 centimetres or better 2 weeks after PI, and keep this depth until flowering. If you are chasing more information, please reach out to us, your Rice Extension team. More resources can be found on the Rice Extension website and the New South Wales DPI growing guides, and as always, consult your trusted advisor. Until next time, all the best for the season, and we'll talk soon.